Representing the Baltimore Ravens from Red Lion, Pennsylvania, Chad Kelly.
The day was awesome. Well, it happened the day before the championship or the divisional game, so it was pretty fun the first day. Like, I had no clue if I was going to win or not, because this was the closest it's ever been for me. So we had to wait 8 hours, and I was just thinking, did I win? Did I win? And my parents had no clue because it was so close. So I was just hoping I won, and it was like the longest 7 hours of my day. But once I knew I won, I was relieved. I was very, very happy. I qualified by going to three different competitions in order to get to the championship. And I went to a local competition, and then I went to a county competition, and then ended up qualifying in the top 4 to go to the Ravens, and then I won there, and then I ended up being the top 4 out of 32 teams in my age group to make it to the Nationals. We have like 5 to 10 spots where we practice. I mean, we practice over at a church, down in our backyard, and over at the school. So I mean, I practice 2 hours a day probably with my dad, and sometimes my little brother, sometimes myself. So there's a lot of hard work, but it pays off, and sometimes I'll get my friends to come over and help me, so they'll have a little good time too. Jim Kelly, he was from a small town of East Brady, Pennsylvania, and he was one lucky guy because there was only 50-some in his graduating class, so he's very lucky. He got a couple scholarships, and Joe Paterno wanted him to play at Penn State as a linebacker, but my Uncle Jim didn't want to. He wanted to be a quarterback. So he decided he'd go to Miami to play quarterback. I went to his camp ever since I was 6, 7 years old, and I got taught by him until up to now, I guess. Got taught how to hold a football, throw a football, and everything. So I learned from the basics from him, and he taught me all the inside things. And I guess he just told me to throw the crap out of the ball. So I did. And then I actually got a couple tips from Brian Mormon, the Bills punter. He just told me how to hold the ball and everything, and I was like 9 years old, and I ended up winning it that year too. So I mean, it all came in handy. Now I had no clue how to kick, so my dad taught me, and I ended up doing very well in my kick too. So everybody helped me out. Well, my football goal is hopefully to have a wonderful high school career, and then go to college at Texas or somewhere like that, and hopefully get drafted in the NFL and be just as good as my uncle, if not better.